Hello everyone, Mark here. Now today I'm going to be doing an unboxing video. Now you can gather from the title exactly what I've got. So I thought I'd buy one of these because they seem very popular. Now I must admit I'm used to Traxxas, Tamiya, Casio and Lossy models, so I'm a little bit sceptical about this, but for the price I thought I'd buy one, check it out and see exactly what it's like. So now the box is quite nice. Now as you can see here, you've got loads of different versions here. Now I've ordered the A979. Now I ordered the black. It looks like they've sent me red, which is not a great start, but we'll see. We'll open up the box and see exactly what this is like. Okay then, so like I say, there is a few different versions of this. You've got the A979, the A979A and the A979B. Now I'm not too sure what the difference is between the A979 and the A979A, but I know what the difference is between the A979A and A979B are. So let's just get it out of the box and have a look exactly what we've got and check out the little truck. So let's open up the box. Packaging is quite nice, just basically tells you all of the different models that the WLtoys have, and tells you basically the truck is for ages 14 and upwards. 4-wheel drive, 1/18 scale, ready to run, 2.4 gigs. So let's get it out of the box. Let's open this up. Just like so. Okay, let's get it out. Okay, so the box is nothing special. Oh, awesome. So one good thing, they have sent the black one, so it must be red and black is what they're calling it. It's actually quite a nice looking little truck. So we get an instruction manual there. Quickly check out the instruction manual, see if it's any good or not. Got a little hex nut tool there for the wheels. I won't be using that because that's a rubbish plastic one. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the manual. Full proportional control obviously, and then you just got your basic information. Okay, it's not really telling me too much that we don't know. Some parts diagrams there. Okay, that's good. So there you go, you've got the parts diagrams, and then we've got our part numbers, so that's good when it comes to buying replacement parts and stuff like that. And obviously these are really good for upgrading as well. That's why I went for the cheap version. I went for the standard version, and I got this for like £30 delivered, which is a bargain. So let's see exactly the truck itself. Okay, so now everything is out of the box and in front of me here. We'll quickly have a nice closer look at everything individually, and I'll talk a little bit about the truck and the transmitter and everything like that. So first thing I'll show you is the USB charger. It comes with the USB charger. Now this is fine if it's the only thing that you've got, but I've got a hobby grade charger, so I'll be using that. In my opinion, a hobby grade charger will charge the LiPo batteries up much better than a USB charger, and quite a lot of the time a little bit faster as well, so I won't be using that. You've got a wheel nut tool here, and I think this also removes the hex nuts behind the wheels as well. It is plastic, but it's okay, it'll be fine for that truck. But once again, I've got others, so I'll be using that. Now the manual, I've given you a closer look at the manual already. It's just a bog standard manual, but it does tell you everything that you need to know. So let's put that to one side. The transmitter feels very light, very plasticky, hollow. Yeah, it's definitely a toy grade transmitter, but I felt worse, if I'm honest, as well. So as long as it does its job, I'm more than happy with that. Now this thing is massive. I've got quite small hands anyway, but this thing is just massive. Look at the size of the top of that transmitter. Now if you compare it to my FlySky GT3, it's even bigger than that. It's just very big, bulky and chunky, but like I say, as long as the operations function perfectly, that's all we care about. So the steering wheel here actually feels quite nice. It's stiff but positive. There's no real wobble or unnecessary movement on the wheel. The 2.4 gigahertz antenna tube here, it does actually have an antenna wire running up there, so chances are this is real 2.4 gigahertz, it's not fake. You've got your basic steering trims and throttle trims, and they're digital as well. And then you got your battery tray here, and it takes 4 AA batteries, so let's put some batteries in. Just like so. Job done. Now yeah, the more I hold this, the more I just think it feels very cheap and plasticky, but that's fine. The trigger accelerator here, that feels quite nice. It don't feel too bad. Nice bit of tension behind it, and obviously you got your on and off switch, and that all works. So let's move that to a side. Okay then, so let's have a closer look at the actual truck itself. Now to hold, yeah, it is very light, but you've got to really expect that from a mostly all plastic 1/18 scale RC model. It does feel a little bit toy grade, if I'm honest, but like I say, it was £30. I paid £30 for this. I got the standard A979 version rather than the A or B upgraded versions, because I just thought I could upgrade this over time anyway. I just wanted to buy a nice little cheap model just to have a little bash around with and upgrade over time. Now like I say, I am used to high end RC models like Traxxas, Lossy, Koshio, Tamiya, things like that. So yeah, I did take a little bit of a risk buying this, but to be honest, I think the risk was worth taking because I do quite like it. It's quite a nice little truck. The wheels, they're just air filled. There's no sponge in there, but because the truck is so light, it's not really going to be an issue anyway. It's not going to apply much pressure on these tyres anyway because of the weight of the vehicle. Suspension, everything, like, yeah, it does feel a little bit toy grade, but high end toy grade, let's put it that way, because it's not kind of a cheap toy that you would give to like a 5-6 year old. But saying that, my little girl had her first proper RC truck when she was about 4, so she could easily have coped with something like this at 4 years old. But yeah, it's okay. Let's actually take the body shell off and have a closer look. Now I've got to point this out because it's bugging me a little bit, but that's just me being fussy. Look at the state of that rear window. See how offset that is? That's shocking, that is. Compared to the other side, but it's not too bad. But yeah, that's just one of those little things that does show you the quality and things like that. So the body shell itself, it's not too flimsy, but not too firm either. You don't want it too firm on a model like this because it'd just be too brittle. But yeah, it's quite flexy, but quite firm. That's a good strength flex and body shell. I'm happy with that. I've got a little protective film over there, so I'll peel that off soon. Now the actual truck itself, as you can see, it's mainly all plastic. Now the only real things that are metal on here are the shock, the suspension caps here, they are aluminium. The heatsink is aluminium obviously, and the motor mount is aluminium. But that's really it, guys. That's really it for the aluminium on here. Now, yeah, it does feel a bit toy grade, but like I say, for what I paid, I ain't going to moan about that because I'm happy with it. Now, the suspension, from what I hear, the suspension is not oil filled. Now, it does sound oil filled, but that could just be the friction that I'm hearing. And yeah, it's not great, it doesn't feel great, but it's more than good enough for this little truck at the moment. And like I say, you can buy near enough every upgrade for this truck. So suspension, I'll try and put oil in there, see if it holds oil, but if it's not able to store oil in the shocks, I'll just replace the shocks and get some oil filled shocks on there. Now the difference between this version and say the A979B is basically the B version would have a 540 size motor, where this has a 390 size motor. The B version also has a bigger capacity battery pack, and it also has aluminium diff cups here, whereas mine are plastic. Same with the drive shaft. My drive shaft is plastic, and on the upgraded version it'd be aluminium, but I can put all that on at a later date anyway. Now I'll quickly go over the electrics. The 2-in-1 is okay. It's a bit it's not great, I must admit. And what I don't like is, by the looks of things, they've actually hot glued it into the chassis. Now I don't know why they chose to do that. They could have just stuck it down with some tape. Now I might be wrong, it might be stuck down with tape, but I'm seeing a lot of hot glue. Now I know they've glued the electronic board there to try and make it like water resistant, but yeah, it looks like they've glued it to the chassis as well, so yeah, not too keen on that. The servo, from what I hear, the servo is quite weak, don't have a far steering travel, but we'll see. I'll take it out and we'll see exactly what it goes like. Now the motor is just basically a standard 390 size brushed motor, but this states 30, I think it was 31 mile an hour. Will it get that? I don't know, but I'm happy no matter what speed it'll do, as long as it does about 20, that'd be fine for such a little truck. Like I say, I've got some really fast brushless trucks anyway, like my Traxxas things go like a bat out of hell, so I didn't get this for speed, I just got it for a bit cheap fun, to be honest. Now yeah, the plastic on it, it does feel cheap. There's quite a lot of flex in there. Flex is good to some degree. You don't want it too brittle, but you don't want it too flex either. So we will see how well it goes. You've got one stage suspension adjustment there, but the amount that you can actually adjust the suspension, you ain't really going to notice it on your on the actual ground clearance anyway, to be fair. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Let's have a quick look at the LiPo battery. Just take the strap out. Strap works quite well, to be fair, and you've got like a little housing here for the battery. Now the upgraded version, the B version, would also come with a higher capacity LiPo battery. Mine has a 1100 mAh capacity, and the upgraded version comes with a 1500, so you can fit a 1500 in this tray here. So I'll probably get one of those, but I might even be able to use some of my drone batteries for this as well, so we will check that out at a later date. But you're meant to have quite a good run time anyway, so like I say, this is just a little bit of a fun bashing vehicle, and I will be upgrading this over time. Now you can use the wheel tool here, and you can remove the wheel. So let's remove this little, what's that, 5mm hex, yeah, 5.5mm, just like that. There's a lot of thread on this. They're not, they are locking wheel nuts actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're locking wheel nuts, so nice little locking wheel nuts. And then you've got little plastic, 7mm hex nuts on there. So yeah, 7mm hex nuts, now plastic. And the bearings on that, that's not a ball bearing, that is just a standard like a brass oil bearing there. So I will replace those and put some ball bearing fitted ones on there. So let's get that back on. But yeah, I'm happy with that. It's okay. For what I paid, like I say, it's quite cheap. Should be a little bit of fun. Now what I do when I do a little running video, guys, I will I'll share that with you as well. When I take it out for a bash, I will do some little bits of footage, and when it comes to upgrading, I do that on video as well. as well as if I discover any faults, problems and stuff like that, I will show that all on video. So what I'll quickly do actually, let's quickly see, it should be pre-bound to the transmitter, so let's turn that on. It's flashing to say it's searching. Plug that in, turn it on. Now when we turn the steering, that will then bind the actual model to the transmitter. So let's test this steering out. As you can see, there's not much travel there, guys. Seems quite strong. It seems strong enough to move the wheels though, so that's not an issue. Let's give it a little bit of throttle. That's not too bad. That added a little bit of power to it. I'm happy with that, so that should go okay. So that is basically it for this one, guys. I don't want to go on too much. Like I say, there will be more videos on this coming very soon. I like to share things with you guys anyway, so yeah, keep an eye out for some more videos. So that's it for me, guys. Happy RCing. Take care. Bye bye.